So I was just looking up on the deck and I had this old swarm trap sitting here. It's a wreck. I can't even begin to imagine what the inside looks like, but it looks like it picked up a swarm. I saw some bees hovering around it and figured I better take a look. So I'm going to put them up here in this hive. So let's do that now. See what it looks like. Let's see what this looks like here. So this thing has got to be gross. It died out. It had bees in it. It died out. It was ransacked, and it sat outside in the winter all winter and got, I'm sure, grosser. More gross, I think is the appropriate term. So I don't even know what the inside of this looks like. I never opened it. I just let the bees rob it out last year. Oh yeah. So looks like it's full of old disgusting comb. And it's completely glued. You gotta look at the inside of this. Holy smokes, where do you see the inside of this? It is gross. It is as gross as it gets. Wax moths, probably mice. There's mold, fungi. I can't even pull this frame out. There's so much junk on the bottom of it. I'm actually kind of afraid to pull it out. Look at this disgusting mess in here. Can you see that in there? It is gross. But yet these bees think it's just fine. Wow. Okay, so I'm going to try to separate this disgusting stuff at the bottom here so I can pull this frame out of here without killing all the bees or any of the bees. Yeah, I've got some really gross wax at the bottom. Can't see exactly what I'm looking at down here. You'll see in a second what this really looks like. So this is what's in the bottom of this. Moth ridden, I'm sure, beetles, all that stuff. So look at this frame. Look at this. That is disgusting. What they got, what they were looking at. Look at what these bees moved into. Look at this. It's filthy. It's gross. I'm almost embarrassed to make this video. This is so gnarly on the inside. But there's a swarm in here. All this wax has been ransacked and just beaten up from winter and weather and pests, and probably smells great to the bees. Man, these are so jammed together I can barely even pry them apart. Again, look at this. Look at this gnarly ass frame. Look at this. That is gross. Just beat up old wax. They got some new wax started. So I'm going to transfer them into this new box, but I'm just going to pull these frames out of here for the time being so I can shake them into the other one. I have, this box was sitting here, it died out. It's got some nice wax in it with some honey. But look at this. Look at this mess in here. So I'm not really surprised. I come across bees all the time that end up in old colonies that have died out. I've never seen one quite this gross, but you know, I come across them in buildings and they've had long histories of honeybees. We'll come across some old. I'm going to pull these two frames out together so you can see what's underneath of them. This is really, it's kind of funny. I got another one to show you too that I'm pretty amazed at. People are oftentimes surprised at the conditions honeybees live in. Look at this. This is one for the ages. So this is what they moved into. That's pretty gnarly. And that's what the bottom of this looks like. If you can see down in there. It is gross. It is almost embarrassing that these bees moved into this. Wow. So let's get a better station for my camera here. This is a pile that I have sitting here of just boxes, empty boxes, frames. The terrible beekeeper that I was last year in many ways. That's the evidence of it. But just look at this. Just look at this nastiness. Man, that's crazy that they have decided that this was appropriate to move into. So I think what I'm going to do is just shake these bees into this box and then add those other frames in there and let them really get started. Like, can you see that? Wow. They've got new comb started. See if I can't maybe spot my queen in there. Yep, there she is. Is she marked queen? She is not marked. So I don't know where she came from. That is gnarly, boy. Woo. So I don't know where she came from. If she's a 24 queen, it would make sense maybe that's the case. She could be. This is a winter dead out. It has some bees in it, but it's got some nice comb to it, a little bit of honey resource. So they'll be able to get started on this. This was some kind of cutout, because there's the queen cage that I left in there, or maybe a swarm. But we'll give them a nice new old box to get started in again. Instead of that filthy swarm cage. But man, does that go to show you what these bees are capable of? Just take the nastiest, gnarliest frames, mildew, mold, old comb. It was wet, waterlogged, and they started building. They're okay with me. They're not bothering me at all. So I'm going to just leave this box sitting here. Now that I got the queen out, I know she's in the box. I'm just going to set this and prop this up so they can find her up here in this box. But look at that. Gross. So man, look at this. Old comb. Look at the bottom of this box. Disgusting. These are the frames that were in it. And they started building new wax. That's incredible. So I'm going to set them up. I'm going to set them up here. Set this box up here. Let's see if this lid fits. It does. I'm going to put this trap up on a old package. So they can find their queen again. And they can take over this box here. Get some nice wax in it. Something that's not completely trashed and thrashed. It has some honey. And it'll give the queen an opportunity to start laying. She's down on the side of the box. Okay, so I'm just going to button this up so they can get to work. The queen can get in here and get comfortable. It's kind of cool here today in Philly. Yesterday we were upper 60s. Today we're down at about 50. So we're significantly cooler today, but the bees are flying. Evidently these bees didn't mind the cold and the damp. And they're moving. So that's catching swarms nice and easy. Unbelievable what they moved out of, and hopefully what we'll get them into. See some bees landing on the side of this box. Maybe I'll drop this down and change its position so they can see what's going on here. My stand is getting to be a little bit wonky. Gonna have to replace that. There you have it. Swarm trap bees. Filthy, disgusting swarm trap bees. We'll get them in a new box. So there we go.